My company is called Scale with Psychology, and my sole focus is helping founders optimize their psychology to be able to scale their business exponentially, but to do so in a way that it's actually integrated into their life and their values and their relationships and all other aspects. Because when a business is not congruent with other parts of a founder's life, usually what I see is that the founders start sabotaging the business and
Mm.
they hold the business back
Yeah.
because the business succeeding will damage another part of their life. So we have to first establish congruence because we don't want to scale incongruence. And that ripples down at every level of the business. So in the business, if you can't be authentic, you're going to want to burn the business down. At,
Yeah.
at worst, at best, you'll hold it back and you won't let it grow. So everything in business is basically a reflection of your psychology and your
Mm.
subconscious. My specialty is scaling, but scaling from a very different perspective. So what I found over the past 15, 20 years of working with businesses of all kinds was that rarely is it a question of how good the team is, how much funding a business has, how good the market opportunity is, how good the product is. It always comes down to the psychology of the founder. And the more I saw that, the more I started focusing on that. And honestly, that has produced the biggest transformations that I've seen. And my work basically puts the founder psychology at the core and then builds everything around it. And I take a very holistic view. So it's, even though we're talking about business, the business is actually the last piece. We start with you and we start with what's truly important to you. Because the other thing I find is that a big reason why businesses don't scale is because the business's success is actually in direct opposition to the founder's core needs. The business actually doubles or triples, it would cause something undesirable in the founder's life. They would lose their marriage, they would lose time with their kids, they would lose their health, they're already maxed out, they would lose their sanity. So pretty much every business problem over the past couple of decades, I've linked it to different parts of the founder's mind and how some of those invisible constructs, mechanisms, patterns, trauma, fears, belief systems, attachment systems basically create a certain business reality. So what most people do, okay, I want to double, I want to exit, I want to hire, and their focus is, okay, what do I need? And they're looking at the external. But the external is just it's like the lipstick. It's the makeup, right? And it's usually not the place that has the biggest leverage, that has the biggest ROI. You're at a turning point in your life. You had an incredible journey, but things are changing and changing in very fundamental ways. And you're questioning a lot of things, and you're questioning a lot of the ways you've shown up and a lot of the ways that you've done things. And there's a certain paradigm and strategy and way of being that created all the success, but now that's the thing that's holding you back. So whenever I work with an entrepreneur who's gotten to at least a couple of 100,000 in revenue, who isn't growing fast enough, I know immediately that it's rarely the business strategy that's the problem. It's rarely a lack of information or effort. And it's almost always the psychology of the entrepreneur, which is not optimized for their business goals. If you don't have the business you want, you haven't actually become the person who can run it yet. And until you make the internal shifts that you're about to learn, you need to make, no external strategy, tactic, hire, or marketing is going to get you massive results because you'll find a way to sabotage it. The reason for this is that what got you to 6 figures won't get you to 7. And what got you to 7 figures won't get you to 8. Things have to change at every stage of the business. What you do in the business as the founder, how the business is structured, the size and organization of your team, how you think and make decisions, what you focus on. Literally everything has to change. And the psychology that got you here becomes the very thing that's holding you back. So if you're up against some sort of barrier or ceiling that you just can't seem to break through fast or easily enough, you feel trapped or drained by the business that you've built, if you're overworking and the business is not performing at the level you'd like it to be, or if you're unclear about the priorities you should be working on to hit that next level of growth, then focusing on external strategies, tactics, how-tos, and just increasing the amount of effort that you're putting in is going to be a massive waste of time and energy, and often it's going to be counterproductive. Because the biggest ROI for you is going to come from optimizing your psychology for the next level of your business. Subtracting this internal resistance that keeps you stuck and upgrading your beliefs, your self-worth, your focus, and building a real internal management system to be congruent with your goals. So when you join the accelerator, this is how we're going to actually help you. We're going to identify the most efficient business design to 3 to 10x your business in the next 12 to 24 months. Identify the exact high leverage activities that'll get you there as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible with the maximum asymmetric upside. This is going to be your growth plan for the entire year. Identify and resolve the exact blocks that are keeping you from doing those things and doing other things that are counterproductive. Keep you focused on the exact levers that'll move the needle the most in your business and make the achievement of your goals a mathematical certainty. Free up time and energy from your week. Offload as much of stuff as possible by eliminating, automating, and delegating. Make the shifts needed to leverage your team better so the business is way less reliant on you, so you can do less and have the business produce way more. And build in time and space for reflection, fun, exercise, and actually enjoying time away from your business. The Scale with Psychology Accelerator is an intimate place to talk about all the stuff that you need to scale yourself and your business exponentially. Help with firing, hiring, managing, and coaching employees for high performance. Leading yourself, habits, focus, self-accountability, integrity, and becoming a better leader for your team, clients, and industry. Expanding your capacity for goodness and much greater amounts of money. Really developing yourself as an asset, optimizing your mind and body for peak performance, and becoming an elite business athlete, getting dialed in with sleep, hormones, movement, and nutrition. A place to talk about and refine your vision, big picture strategy, talk through the big moves before you make them, like raising money, negotiating partnership, and making key hires. Create an incredible $1 million relationship with yourself. More kindness, more compassion, more self-belief, and self-trust. A place where you get called out lovingly on your sabotage mechanisms, deviation from your goals when you go off track in favor of shiny objects, or just being supported when something doesn't go your way. A place to be vulnerable and develop crazy levels of self-awareness and having what's in your blind spot be reflected back to you. A place where you hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Up-leveling the quality of your thinking. The higher level you're thinking, the better quality your decisions, and the more exponential decisions will lead to exponential results in your business. Be pushed to the upper limit of your potential by someone who believes in you unconditionally, who's always holding a much larger context for you than you dare to. And finally, develop into the ultimate version of yourself and raise the floor on every aspect of your life, relationships, and health. If any of this resonated with you and you would like our support in helping you fast track your journey to your next million or 10, click the link below. If it feels like we can help, we'll invite you to the accelerator, and if not, you'll at least be clear on the exact next steps you need to focus on to get to the next level.